Hey everybody, welcome back live at Drew's House Joppa Afternoon Drive. Hope you're all doing well. We got ourselves another music show in our Newburyport studios. Our guest today, first timer on the show, out of Gloucester, Massachusetts, Mike Jetti in the house.
Hey. So take me as I am. Oh, watch me go. Riding in the sand. And let the time wash you. Well, take me as I can get. Oh, watch me go. Oh, riding in the sand. And let the time wash you. Oh, come on. Let the tide wash it below. Let the tide wash it below. Something about your golden hair reminds me of that summer sun. A million fish up in the sea. To me there is no other one. Wherever you are, that's where I wanna be. I've been locked inside this mind of mine, but girl, you set me free. Sweetest peach up on the tree. Think about the birds and the bees. Oh, damn, do you wanna get you in the shoes? I gotta surely take the road, back the Jeep and get your goals. About something to make you smooth. I brought my babies in my boat. I need up, could take me higher. You always bring the fire. I do anything and everything to see you smile. So take me as I am. Hey. Oh, watch me go. Oh, riding the sand. Hey, let the tide wash you out. Take me as I can get. Oh, watch me go. Oh, riding the sand. Hey, let the tide wash it. Wash. Let the tide wash it below. Let the tide wash it. Been flying for a while, moving faster every day to see. Stop and smell the roses, I just push them out the way. And baby, take me to a place I can time to take my time, trying to satisfy my craving for a taste of life. And you know exactly how to make it cool. I don't even know what it is you do. I listen like you're my favorite too. So take me as I am. Oh, watch me go riding in the sand. And let the tide wash you and take me as I am. Oh, watch me go riding in the sand. And let the tide wash it below. And let the tide wash it below. Let the tide wash it. So take me as I am. Oh, watch me go. We're riding in the sand. And let the tide wash it below.
Hey, Mike Jetti, live at Drew's House, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Welcome aboard, man. How are you?
Awesome, dude. Thanks for having me.
Good.
This is great.
Great to finally meet you in person.
Yeah.
We've been setting it up for a little while, but it's good to have you in the studio here.
Digital selves have met.
Yes, this is good. We got a lot of mutual friends, so that's always a good thing. I always say, like, sometimes people are like, oh, yeah, should I send you some stuff? And I'm like, no, the people that recommended you, I trust them.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's always a good sign.
Yeah, man, I feel like summertime now after that first song.
Yeah,
Jeez, I'm ready for some warm weather. It's good.
Yeah.
Good. So tell us, for your first time on the show, a little bit about yourself. You got a band here, right? It's called Over the Bridge is the band. So that's, you got a solo career too, but there's the band. We got stickers now. That's why I'm showing it off.
Yeah.
Cool. So you play as a solo performer. You get the band too. What's I'm
gigging full time, pretty much all over the place, all over New England, solo at the bars, restaurants, stuff like that.
Yep.
The band Over the Bridge has been doing some local and regional touring. We released our debut album in February of 2022. It was the #1 reggae album on the iTunes reggae charts.
Oh, wow.
Since then, has almost 500,000 streams across all the platforms. We've done some minor touring with some bigger acts, Long Beach Dub All-Stars and Jacob Knoll, who's the son of Sublime frontman Bradley Knoll. It was really cool. That was last May.
Nice.
We're working on our sophomore album right now.
Okay.
We got a bunch of big festivals and stuff that we are announcing for the summer. 2024 is looking for like a big year for us.
Nice.
So, yeah, we're
good.
really excited, man.
Is the band something you have to kind of obviously the solo career is kind of you manage yourself, so it's kind of nice. The band is a whole kind of different animal when you start booking festivals and all that. Is it more stressful at times doing the band thing? Or?
It definitely involves a lot more moving pieces. Having I'm the only one that's full-time music in the band, so we do a really good job of balancing everything. But you got 5 of us in the band and moving pieces, lives, families, jobs, things like that. So it's definitely a little more involved for sure. Stressful at times, definitely. But we've been really, really managing it well, man. And these guys are super dedicated to what we're doing. So it's been awesome. This last couple of years, we've had a set crew of the same band, and we've really dialed in the performances and put the work in, and it's starting to pay off.
Oh, so that reggae style too. I was looking at like a festival list. It feels like it's all over the place now. Like there's so many festivals that are just great reggae bands, and so I'm sure. Go. Where can people find your stuff too if you want to find schedules and music and all that?
OTBtunes.com. That's the band website. We stay up to date, and all of our shows are up there. At OTBtunes on everything.
Okay.
Mike.Jetti is my personal social media. I post probably more on that than anything. That's kind of like the day-to-day life. But yeah, you can find us on social media, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you listen to music. The band's first album is out
nice. There. Well, very cool. So you're out of Gloucester. Well, you're living in New Hampshire now, but you're originally a Gloucester boy, and the band's mostly kind of a North Shore-based band. I'm a Danvers Falcon.
Okay.
Old rivals back in the day, right?
Thanksgiving game.
Yeah. You guys, did they still play at that field that's like in the water in Gloucester?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Okay. That place was cold on Thanksgiving.
It's still cold, I bet.
I bet it still is. I never thought that stadium would. I thought they were going to like rebuild at some point. Danvers actually did rebuild everything, but like the Gloucester one, I think is still there. I think you're right. So
it is.
That's cool. It's Gloucester was a good place too. Is that where you learned how to play guitar and all that?
It is where I got my first start. It's actually probably I attribute a lot of our success initially to being from Gloucester, just being a tight knit small community where everybody knows everybody.
Yep.
We like had a head start on a lot of other bands that didn't have that kind of backing.
They cater to music too. There's like a lot of good little music joints
Tons of
there.
live music
That's a
from
difference.
there.
Danvers is not so much like
that. A lot of live music, a lot of things going on there. A lot of the venues and restaurants have live music.
Yeah.
When we first started out, there was like a lot of voting competitions and stuff to get positions on bigger, shows and things. And being from Gloucester, we just kind of knew we had like 1,000 people that would just vote for us just because it was us. So being from Gloucester's definitely helped, man, and that tight knit community and the support from them has been awesome for us.
That's funny.
I can't stress that enough. We love being from there.
That's right. Actually, the last time I was out in Gloucester, we're in baseball season now. I just had this moment. I'm looking across at the what's that bar there, Minglewood?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite places ever.
And I was actually seeing one of our mutual friends, Alex Anthony, was playing there.
Yeah, Wednesday nights.
Yeah, he's doing Wednesdays now. And I think this was a Wednesday back then. Like it was before he had even started. I was doing something across the street actually for work, and we went over and grabbed dinner. I'm looking at this guy to my left, and I'm like, who is it? I know him. Who is it? And it looked different without the baseball cap. It was John Farrell, the former Red Sox manager.
Amazing.
Won the World Series.
Yeah, he's got a boat in Gloucester.
There it is. I had to read all about that because I'm like, what's he doing in Gloucester? And I read the whole story. Yeah,
he docks his boat, his slippers in Gloucester.
I guess that's all. And then I was reading an older article after he got out of baseball. You get fired from a couple of jobs, and that's a stressful job being a baseball manager. All he wanted to do, I guess, was be on the water.
Yeah.
And
Gloucester's a good place for that.
That is a good place. So it's his little reprieve, I guess. So, and he was very sweet too. He was a very nice guy. I talked to him for a couple of minutes after I looked him up and realized why do I know him? But yeah, man, so that was my last night in Gloucester. But yeah, you're right. It's a fun spot. They got a new place there, the Cut there too now downtown.
It's kind of new 500 cap venue.
It's big, yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. The state of the art sound. It's the room is incredible. I've seen pictures. I haven't actually been in the building yet.
I was in before it was done, so I had a feel for it.
Pictures and stuff from the management team and the people that are behind, putting all the shows and the stuff together. We're going to be working on some shows there. Our friend Soul Rebel Project. From Gloucester just sold out their first show there, their album release.
They got a good following too.
Yeah, huge. They actually put us on to a bunch of stuff when we were first starting. They let us open for them and stuff. So that we have Mike Francis and the rest of the guys, Pilks, AZ, all those guys are really close to us. They're some of our good friends.
Oh, awesome. We got to get them in here now. Yeah, there now. There's another connection.
I'm sure they would love that.
We'll talk more. Keep it rolling with another one. You got another one for us?
Sure.
You can either go right into it or intro it, whatever you want to do. I don't care.
This one is called Something in the Water.
All right. Mike Jetti, live at Drew's house.
Well, it was one of those afternoons where there was much to do. So I called you. You said, come on through. Got a 30 rack of beers, a bottle of booze, so I throw my car in drive. I got nothing left to lose. Throw my car in drive, 'cause I got nothing left to prove. As I pull up to the house, I pulled the beer out the box. Walked up the stairs, gave the door a few knocks, and I poured myself a shot and 2 shots too tall. Before I knew it, it was days like nothing, and I had the liquor flowing like a waterfall. Liquor flowing like a waterfall that day. There must be something in the water, feeling kinda strange. Woke up next to this girl, and even though they still have my boots on, an empty bottle on the floor. Woke up to smoking a cigarette out on the porch, and I didn't even know when they had gone out. Didn't know, no, I didn't know her name. But there's something in the water. Something in the water. That was one of those nights, yeah. I was feeling alright, and I'm hitting all my cups tonight. No, I just got nowhere, and I'm feeling like a snowflake blowing in the wind. Said I'm feeling like a snowflake blowing in the wind. When just then, walking through the door, saw a pretty little thing never seen before. She was about 5'5", pretty green eyes, knocking me out with those American thighs. She caught my eye while I was in line for the game. And when I woke up the next morning, all that I could say, hey, must be something in the water, feeling kinda strange. Woke up next to this girl, even though I still have my boots on, an empty bottle on the floor. Woke up to smoking up a cigarette out on the porch, and I didn't even know her name. She got me. I didn't know, no, I didn't know her name. There must be something in the water. Hey. Yeah. There must be something in the water. Must be something in the water, feeling kinda strange. Woke up next to this girl, I ain't even know her name. Still have my boots on, empty bottle on the floor. Woke up to smoking up a cigarette out on the porch at night. Didn't even know her name. Yeah.
Mike Jetti, live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. We got ourselves a music show here. Sounded good. I'm going to be humming that one all day, I think. I like that one.
Yeah.
Good. We were talking a little bit about Key West here before you came in.
Yeah.
Because that was my last trip I did, and you said you used to do 4 winters down there. You must have been very popular with your style of music down there.
It was so fun. Then they call it the coconut telegram. So it's like word travels on the street like super fast. So I was there for like a week. Our mutual friend Alex Anthony had to introduce me down there. I had another friend, Joe Samba, that had moved down there and was doing gigs. And within 1 week of doing a few gigs, then I was getting texts from other bar managers. And then next thing you know, I was playing every day. I played 2 months in a row every day. I was actually only supposed to be there for 1 month the first time I went down there. Yeah. I ended up extending the stay for a whole
that happens there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was fantastic, man. It's really awesome down there. Yeah. The music scene is really live and vibrant.
It really is,
Incredible musicians from all over the world down there. And it was a learning experience, like learning curve curve for me for sure.
Yeah.
I was just taking notes and how to work the crowd and just all those kind of things, man. It was like a crash course on how to perform and like stage presence and things.
Yeah, no doubt. That's I tell people that too. It's like if you've never been there, it's literally like every bar.
Yeah.
Like early starts. It's like music all the time.
Yeah.
And like they're like everybody's good.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like a 3-mile island and there's like 40 something or something crazy like bars with all live music right within that same 3 miles. And you can play breakfast one place, lunch another place, a night gig at the other place. And just plug in and play all day, every day. It's fantastic.
At least you were working and you had the ended up getting stuck there because I see people who have just went down there for a week and then just never went back to their real lives.
They call it the keys disease.
I learned that. I learned that when I was there. That's hilarious.
That's funny.
Yeah, I saw some of that for myself. I was like, I had a flight 2 weeks ago. I was like, oh, you didn't take it. I see.
That's
okay.
it. You can see why Jimmy Buffett loved it down there.
I
Wrote
know.
all of his songs.
I guess he was the real deal down there. I was asking around a little bit, like, just people were like, he would come out, man, and hang. And
they got his face painted on murals on walls and stuff. It's you can definitely feel the vibe of his music down there. And when you listen to his songs, you know exactly like where that was coming from.
Exactly. And I think, does Chesney follow him down there too? He does
been down there a lot. Actually, Chesney's been to Gloucester a bunch too. Yeah, he shot,
really?
He shot a music video in Pratty's, which is kind of like a local dive bar in Gloucester.
Oh, I didn't know that. Really? No
absolutely.
kidding. Was that years ago?
Yeah, that was probably like within the last like five years or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty recent.
Okay. I mean, I know he loves like the whole Foxborough thing and all that, but
he's been to Gloucester quite a few times.
No kidding.
Yeah,
wow.
really cool.
Well, there you go. That's some good Gloucester
news. A lot
news.
of famous people like to go to Key West because it's a small little island and the regulars just treat you like a regular person.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same vibe in Gloucester.
Yeah. Just colder in the winter, but that's that's funny, man. Well, very interesting. When you're writing songs, do you like, does some come out and you're like, okay, that's for my solo career?
Yeah.
Or do you write them with the idea of like, let's write a song for the band? Do they tend to merge? It's a little
bit of both. Yeah. So right now, I'm making a lot of my gigs and stuff are in the country rock singer-songwriter category.
Yep.
I have residencies at all the GOAT locations. I don't know if you've ever
been.
Hampton, Portsmouth, Manchester.
And coming here now.
Coming to Newburyport very soon. Actually, I think hopefully sometime this month.
Is it like now? I think they're starting, right?
Soon. Yeah. So I play at all of those. So just naturally, just been doing a lot of the country stuff. So when it's like the singer-songwriter kind of thing, it's more like the solo gigs in the reggae rock category is more the band project.
Okay.
But I guess I just kind of write from an honest place, and whenever it comes out, kind of just like feels what you decide after it comes out.
You find a home for it.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Well, that's good. I mean, that makes sense to me. What's the when you're out there playing, like, because I know, I mean, some of these places, I know you're probably maybe you get hired and it's supposed to be a party sing along to everybody. Like, do you always try to just like mix and match, like, let's get some of my solo stuff out there, we'll play?
I do. So I play honestly anything and everything.
Yep.
If I can hear it in my head, I can figure out how to play it.
Yeah.
So there's places like the Front Porch in Ogunquist, like sing-alongs, like classic sing-along songs, and everybody's there to sing along.
Yeah. I've heard a million. I've never been there. I've heard a million things about that.
Thing up there, dude,
okay.
And it's awesome. This is a really cool scene up there. I play there before the piano bar sometimes, and it's just like classic sing-along songs, like from oldies to now. And then other gigs are when it's by the water, summertime, it's like more reggae vibe.
Yep.
And the goats are more country. So I'm mixing a little bit of everything into those. I play to the crowd.
Yeah.
So like I never go in there with like a set list or an expectation of what's going to happen.
Yep.
Because that you're setting yourself up, in my experience, for failure.
Yeah.
Because you never know the demographic or the age group or who's going to be there.
Makes perfect sense.
So I start with a few tunes that I know that I like, and I get the sound check going, and I see the feet start tapping and heads nodding, and you kind of go that way. That's how I make.
So I mean, not everybody can do that. That's like the even like good pros. Some of them are like, I need to be like a little more structured and like they're not as free flowing as that. I mean, that takes a. You're obviously very comfortable on stage. I can just tell that from you being in here. What's the? Did you like at some point learn like, all right, you know what? I'm a natural at this. Like I can. Was there a moment you remember it when you were like, all right, I got this?
It took quite a few years. I played my first gig in 2014 or 15 or something like that.
All right, so how old is that?
I'm 32. And I was like 14 then. I was like 15 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's young to get up there.
Yeah. And so it was like. It took me a while. For a few years, I would sing with my eyes closed. I couldn't like look with anybody. I was like sweating and like uncomfortable and kind of clammy.
Real eyes. I've said this story like a lot now because Alex actually forced me to play at the bar here.
Yeah.
Didn't force me, but like people were like, go play. Go. It's the perfect time. And so I did one. And like I can speak in front of a mic. They don't scare me, microphones. I, depending on who's listening, I've done speeches and all that stuff. When people expect music from you and there's like 50, people that are just looking at you waiting for something, I was like, that is a different kind of nerves for me, You
start sweating a little bit.
It's a good thing to do because then I have so much more respect for everybody who does it, But
it's tough. It is. It took me quite a while to get comfortable with it, but within the last, I'd probably say within the last 4 or 5 years, I really started to come into my own and be like, comfortable with who I am and what I do on stage, and kind of just deliver that at the same level no matter where I'm at, So it was definitely a process. Didn't always.
So shows under your belt helps.
Yeah, exactly. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get.
That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And now I'm like thousands of gigs in, so it's like I'm like, no matter what, I know that I can figure out some way to entertain this crowd.
Yeah.
So. It's even still though. Sometimes you walk into a room of 400 people and you're just that one dude with a guitar and you're like, oh man, how am I gonna do this?
Well, I mean, and then you obviously you get better. You're more comfortable at your craft and everything too. So you probably feel you're great with that. And I do wonder though. It's like because you play 400 people that are waiting for you. That's actually a good room, right? Because they're all paying attention to you.
They're actually,
but like, I'm sure you've had to jump into some rooms that you're probably like, oh damn, this is a tough place.
That happens a lot. There's honestly in the bar gigging scene and stuff, and the gigging musician stuff. You just kind of have to know when to play your part. Yeah. There's like your dinner gigs where you're just like background elevator music. Yeah. And you're not like putting on the show rock star style.
You don't have to be a star.
Right. And that's like you got to know. Because if you go in there expecting to be a rock star and nobody claps after, it's like...
Yeah.
And then there's your other gigs where people are there to see live music. Like the Front Porch, people are there to sing along and do that thing.
Be a part of it.
Ticketed shows that we play with the band, people are there to see music, and that's definitely way easier. But I play some gigs I do Twin Lobster Tuesdays in the summertime at Wally's in Hampton Beach.
Oh, okay.
And it's hard to clap with lobster hands. You got to know what to expect and kind of not go into it expecting too much or too little.
I will never see that sign the same way, the Twin Lobster thing after that. It makes complete sense. It's hard to clap with lobster hands. Yeah,
man, you don't want that everywhere with the people next to you and stuff.
You got to make jokes about that, right? Enjoy your lobster. Hope you're enjoying the music. That is too funny. Again, Mike Jetti joining us. He's out of Gloucester, Massachusetts originally, living up in New Hampshire. He plays all over the place, so go find him, and his band is Over the Bridge. So are you done with the Key West thing, though, just to put a button on that, too?
No. Right now we've been so busy the last 2 winters, which we're very fortunate with that. We've been working on original music with the band and stuff. Yeah. Sometime this year in November, I'm putting together another run of Florida gigs. So I'll be back in Key West for a few, South Florida, and bopping around Florida for a little while.
See, I did my first Key West trip, so now I can ask any Key West questions I want. That's why I focus in a little bit, especially if I knew you've been there.
It's one of my favorite places in the world. It is. It really is. It's special.
What's your favorite spot? It can be Gloucester related too, but what's your favorite spot to play around here?
Favorite spot to play around here?
All these years of playing.
All the years of playing. I'd say you've been to Minglewood. That's one of my favorite places. That's where we got our start. The Goat Portsmouth, actually, is one of my favorite rooms to play. It's always super engaged. People are watching and singing along and doing that. It's always good energy in that room.
That's where you need some of those country tunes you're talking about, right?
Yeah, you pull the country out there for sure.
It tends to be some country. That is great. I love Portsmouth in general.
Yeah,
good music city.
It is. There's a lot of stuff. The Jimmy's Jazz Club is across the street from the Goat where I play.
Yeah.
And there's always all kinds of stuff going on over there. And it brings a more high-end crowd, and they come across the street to have dinner before the shows and stuff. And it's great.
Yeah, there you go. That's cool. I actually have not been in there yet. I've had a couple chances to, and I just haven't been able to get in there yet. But I hear it's beautiful.
It is. It's a big, brand new building.
Yeah.
I haven't been inside yet either, but
someday they'll let us in.
Yeah, someday. Right.
That's too fun. Keep it rolling, Mike Jetti. Get another one for us. Live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. This is the first time on the show for Mike Jetti, so we're enjoying ourselves here. And a big thanks to our team: Mae Power directing the show, Maya Gassman, Ryan Rothberg, Sarah Hayden, the boss, our small but mighty team here in Newburyport. We appreciate you guys. Mike Jetti.
if your compass points to what you truly desire, then be true to yourself. It'll lead you until there's nothing left. So I embrace the day to stay away from grit, and I let the radio get something we can ride to. While I sing you something we can get by to. My compass pour me out a star we can fly through. That's why you always keep your compass right beside you. I let it guide me, and it defines me. If ever I'm lost, follow your compass to find me. That's where I'll be. It'll be perfect timing. Well, are you gonna follow them or lead your own way? The path you follow is too easy to stray. So don't stress, no, trust your compass to keep you safe. Ooh, well, are you gonna follow them or lead your own way? The path you follow is too easy to stray. So don't stress, no, trust your compass to keep you safe. I grew up a screw up, now I'm self-made, self-paid, and I'm self-producing this mic more than music. In case we ain't been formally introduced, and I've been fine since 09. Left home for that college life, learned some lessons and I made mistakes, and I'ma tell you straight that I make it twice. And I'm broken hearts, fell in love, bet your mind's been broken too. Lost a couple of friends, and there's a lot y'all ain't spoken to. But hey, that's the path I chose, spread love, now that's all I know. Bar number on my shows, tell the world how the chorus goes. Well, are you gonna follow them or lead your own way? The path you follow is too easy to stray. So don't stress, no, trust your compass to keep you safe. Well, are you gonna follow them or lead your own way? The path you follow is too easy to stray. So don't stress, no, trust your compass to keep you safe.
Hey, Mike Jetti, live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive, sounding great in here, man. Are these a mixed bag? These older songs or new songs or?
So yeah, these are older songs. Some of our first releases.
Okay.
One of them, the first one that we played, "Wash," is actually a remake. We put it out first on an EP back in 2015. It was one of our first recordings we ever did.
Yep.
And then on our debut album, we redid it with horns and and kind of a reimagined, up to date with like our new skill set and resources. And
okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
That one's on the first album. That one's out on Spotify and iTunes. The rest of them you can find out there as well. But that one's a newer, I guess, reimagined.
Yep. Reimagined. I like that.
So these are some of the first songs that I wrote ever, and they're kind of lasted the test of time. We're still performing them with the band. And with this new album, we're thinking about redoing a couple of them, just because we have like a new lineup with the band and more resources. And honestly, we're 1,000 times better than we were in college, back when. So
that is kind of cool though when they can stand the test of time, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That's where you try to write in that aspect, and something that you can resonate with, no matter how old or young we get.
Yeah.
That's what I think makes a good song.
It makes songwriting so fascinating, because we had a friend of the show in here. Do you ever hear Will Daly play?
Yeah.
He's
Will,
great.
I know Will personally.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
he's great. He's been in here, and he's played the Firehouse in Newburyport the other night.
He's awesome.
But he just had 20 years since was it that Red Bullet album and it was marking 20 years, and he's like, I don't really play these too much because I'm just a different person, but it's cool to look back and it just kind of and it was just it struck me that it must be interesting, because like some of these bands, these classic rock bands are playing songs that they wrote when they were 20.
Absolutely.
And these guys are 70,
touring, right? 30, 40 years later.
And Born to Run does stand the test of time, no doubt about it. But
it's a mix of both. So there's a couple of the songs that I would still play now, and there's definitely those songs where like we wrote when we were kids, and they just sound like we were kids. They're like we're even speaking in a way that we wouldn't talk nowadays.
Right.
So it's definitely an even mix. I think I chose specifically the songs that I like, that I think would have resonated. resonate. But
Yeah.
it's a mix for sure. There's definitely songs we listen to and we kind of cringe. We're like, oh man.
That is funny. Actually, it's fun. I'm a big Springsteen guy, and I've told this story on the show before. But he, on like I think it was the last album, he had a few throwaway songs from like the '70s first two albums that he didn't get on there.
Yeah.
But he still had the songs, and he recorded one. I think at least one, maybe two of them, as his 70-year-old self for this album. And like you can kind of hear like the young Bruce in there,
That's
but
really
it's
cool.
being an older guy singing it.
That's a super creative idea.
Yeah, he said it was trippy, kind of singing lyrics that he wrote when he was 25 years old,
Of
this
course.
70-year-old grandfather, but
That's really funny.
that's
actually.
that's the life, I guess. But he seems to be doing okay too. But so again, we're joined here by Mike Jetti. He's out of Gloucester. He's living in New Hampshire and playing all over the place. Is there what are the standard gigs people like want a guaranteed? What do you usually say? Come see me at the Goat usually the standard?
Any of the Goats, I'm there regularly every week. Those are I do a Sunday brunch in Manchester. I do Wednesdays.
What place is that at?
The Goat Manchester.
Oh, it's at the Goat Manchester.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
the Goat Manchester, I'm there on Sundays for brunch.
I didn't even know they do Sunday brunch.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. They got a big professional stage and
I've seen
house
that.
sound engineer and stuff. It's really, really cool, actually. It's like, it's a chance to just, kind of practice in a game time setting. Like big stage and sound and lights and stuff.
Oh, I love a good music brunch.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so...
Really, really cool. They do it on Saturdays and Sundays there.
Okay.
Saturday nights, I'm in Portsmouth at the Go. Wednesdays, I'm at the Go in Manchester again. I do Fridays in Hampton. So I'm playing at all the locations once a week.
That's about to really pick up in the next month or so, right?
Hampton turns into a whole nother beast in the summertime. I play in the summertime Lobsterland in Gloucester. I do every Thursday.
Oh, yeah, cool.
I do one Thursday a month at Minglewood. There's changing up the gigs all the time. I'll be in York Beach, Maine once a week this year. I'm doing the Front Porch every other Saturday. Tons of residencies.
Do you try to because I know some people will say, I don't want to overextend myself. Are you one of those guys? And there's other people that are like, the more I play, the better my voice gets stronger, everything gets stronger. Are you more of that?
I play basically every day, sometimes twice. A weekend coming up, I have a triple. So I'm playing 3 shows in one day.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So I told myself I wasn't going to do that too many times. That's just like...
You probably don't want to make a habit of that.
But I play doubles almost every day in the summertime. I'm running from one gig. So most of the time it's 2 different states. I'm going from Gloucester to New Hampshire to Maine.
Jesus.
So all over New England all the time, man. And it's something that I love. So it's like kind of a labor.
You'd be playing anyway, even if you were off?
Yeah. So it's like... It's not. I've done every job you can think of, leading up to this. So I love it, man. It's just like, what else am I gonna do?
Then you're in the right spot, right?
Yeah.
What do you do when on the days off when you don't pick up the guitar? What are the hobbies of Mike Jetti?
Well, I honestly, for the days that I have off, I'm catching up on like life stuff. So, like laundry and like catching up with stuff around the house. So like today is actually the first day this month. Well, I guess it's a new month, but the first day in probably like 30 days that I haven't had a gig, and then
thanks for doing this. I appreciate it.
Like this.
Fine, Drew. I'll come over on my one day off.
Absolutely. But, I'm in the gym all the time. I'm super healthy and focused on fitness.
Oh, that's good.
Motorcycles, like I ride my bike.
There you go. Tattoos.
Yeah, tattoos. Right. That's another hobby, I guess you could say.
What do we got there?
Significant investment.
The sleeve.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, this is a cool tattoo. This is a compass rose, but then the notes on the staff are actually the notes to the song Compass that I just played. Oh wow. Yeah. So I had a friend of mine write them out for me, and then we put that in the tattoo there.
What a cool idea. Is that popular? I've actually never come up.
I don't know that I've seen a whole lot of other people there, but I did include that.
It's a great idea.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love
a lot of
that
people can't really notice because I kind of a hairy arm here, but if you look, you can actually see it. And someone who knows how to read music would be. I don't know how to read music, but if someone who does know how to read music could figure out what notes those are.
That is too funny. Cool. Who gave you your first teaching lesson on not on the tattoo, on the guitar? Who do you remember who put that thing in your hand for the first time?
My parents actually. I got my first guitar when I was 7.
Oh wow.
I didn't learn how to play it then.
Yeah.
My father was a musician pretty much my whole life, so for my 7th birthday, my mom told him that she wanted to get me a guitar, and
Okay.
I got the guitar and brought it over, and I just kind of had one in the house, and I used to run around with this. I don't know if you remember the little Fisher Price like tape deck little microphones.
Oh yeah.
I used to run around my house with that and like sing and like interview people, like
I think I used to do that too.
Yeah. So,
and I became a reporter, so there's something about microphones.
that's it for sure.
Oh man, that's too funny. Mike Jetti here. Final couple minutes with him. Usually, first time on the show, we got to give you some quick rapid fire. When first thing comes to, they're pretty easy.
Sure.
Very general stuff. But our favorite food. We'll start easy.
Ooh, favorite food?
Yep.
I am a big noodle guy.
Noodles.
Like
all right.
noodles, like say, any kind of stir-fried noodles.
Okay.
Yeah,
Favorite movie.
Favorite movie. First one that popped into my head is Grind. I don't know if you see that.
I don't know
movie.
if I know that.
It's like one of those like B, C level movies that was in the $10 bin at Walmart. You know.
Okay.
The DVDs.
Who's in it? A big name?
I honestly don't even know. Seth Cohen, I think, is in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it was like one of those like teen kind of style movies. My friends used to love that movie.
That's
Watch
funny.
It all the time.
Well, I'll have to look for that one. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think that one's come up yet. I mean, we get hard now. Favorite musician.
Favorite musician? Is an artist named Satsang.
Okay. I know that.
Yeah, he's incredible, man.
Yeah.
I've been to only one of his shows because he doesn't really come to Boston too much.
Yeah.
But I talk to him all the time on Instagram and stuff. And it's really cool to be able to connect with him and let him know that how much I like his music, obviously. But it's just something about his music that really resonates with me, and it's more like intellectual. It has something to say. You know? There's some value in the words, and I really, really appreciate that.
Isn't there a Satsang connection between him and Chad Stokes of this, like they're like friends or toured together or something?
I believe they have.
Because that's how I'm a Chad guy. He's one of my favorite songwriters.
Similar, like conscious kind of music.
Yeah. Okay. That's because I don't actually think I've seen Satsang, but I like know the music. It's a little bit around there. So interesting. All right, that's a good one. Favorite venue in the world to see a show or play?
Ooh, like a bucket list venue for me? I mean, Red Rocks.
Red Rocks, sure. But keep it to one like that. It can be a little funky place in Gloucester or Key West or something like a
favorite
room with
venue.
just great vibes.
I love Hank's in Key West.
I know Hank's.
Like one of my favorite places ever to play, for sure.
Yeah, that little corner outside. It's the thing about that is everybody's always happy too. It's like perfect weather. There's
vacation all the time. Right.
You get the angry Key West person. You're gonna wonder what's going on.
Yeah.
We'll end with this one for the fast for the what do I call this again? This is rapid fire. What is the best career advice you've ever received?
Best career advice.
We got a lot of high school kids here. They're trying to find their way that listen to the show. So
okay. I'd say this is kind of like a two-part thing. If you want to do it, do it.
Yep.
Get serious about it now, not tomorrow, not in a year. Don't wait for the next thing. Just do it.
Yep.
Get serious about it now. If you want to be a musician, whatever it is, get serious about it now. That's what I wish I could have told my younger self.
Yes.
That's it. Do it now.
Yeah.
Do it now. If there's something that you really want to do it, man. But you got to get serious about it. Don't talk about it. Don't find the rooms to get in.
Yep.
Find the people to network with. Like, actually do it. There's just one thing to say how much you want to do something and have an aspiration for it, but actually putting that plan into action and finding those steps towards the goal is different. I wish I would have done that at a younger age.
No, it is. That's great advice. So it came up with me the other day too. Like, when did you get started in radio? And I was like, I went to college and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I kind of was, I had radio icons, but I
have a finance degree.
Yeah,
I went to
there you go.
finance.
Perfect. Yeah. I went to a business school for communication, but
which obviously helps. But like, it's not what I'm doing now.
Yeah,
right.
a little college thing though too. You learn. I mean, even if you don't. I'm not saying you have to go to college. In some ways, when I gave my boss my, this is my resume and all that stuff. Yeah, great. Now tell me about yourself. And that was devastating.
Oh man,
I worked really hard for that.
It's an expensive piece of paper.
It really is. So yeah, it's not. It's not everything, but you do learn some stuff just being around that amount of people.
Yeah, I think the life the life lessons I learned while I went to school in Florida, Jacksonville University. The life lessons I learned from being on my own and like figuring it out, I think were probably more valuable than some of the classes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably supposed to be that way in some weird, messed up way. But anyway, Mike Jetti, man, it was great to meet you. This was fun. We fly by when
Thank you so much for having me.
Can we lock you in for another one here down the road?
Yeah.
Once you're here, you're a friend of the show forever. So you'll play us out with one too. We'll do. You get another one here. It's been fun listening to you as we kind of launch into spring. It's good launch into spring music here with Mike Jetti. Thank you again to Maeve, Sarah, Maya, Ryan. We thank you guys, our small but mighty team. My name's Drew Moholland. This has been Live at Drew's House. Mike Jetti.
Well, I got everything I need underneath this apple tree. My friends and my family in the bed with my queen. I'm learning to let go of the things I don't understand. The ups and the downs, the ebb and the flow, it's all part of the plan. The man make the money, money don't make the man. And the best thing in life, you can't put it in your hand. The more I believe, the more that I see. Even trees, they grow tall, all it takes is a seed. All it takes is a seed, all it takes is a seed. Well, it's the love I give, it's the life I lead, it's the air I breathe, it's the blood I bleed for the ones that I love. Let us plant a seed. We can watch it go tall, now into a tree, so we can finally lay up in the shade. Finally lay up in the shade. I open up my eyes, what do I see? Brothers and sisters smiling at me. All in this together, be wise and let it be. Cause we're all fruit growing on the same tree. Listen to the sound of the leaves in the breeze. I believe we can breathe in everything we need. And let out our worries, our fury and greed. Brothers and sisters born from the same seed, we are free. Hey, my family, we are free. Hey, it's the love I give, it's the life I lead, it's the air I breathe, it's the blood I breathe. For the ones that I love, let us plant the seed. We can watch it go tall, now into a tree, so we can finally lay up in the shade. Yeah. Ooh, so we can finally lay up in the shade. And that's when you'll find